It is Friday, May 21st, right?
Yes.
Hey folks, today is Friday, May 21st, 2021. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And there's quite a bit, so buckle up, there's a lot. The first story is actually pretty interesting. It's possible inspiration cues for the next God of War game, or God of War Ragnarok as it's known now. So shout out to the God of War podcast. They recently had an interview with Sony Santa Monica, the developers behind the God of War games.
Kratos has a podcast?
No. Samuel Matthews, a concept artist, kind of spoke just about where they could possibly go. Now, this isn't confirmation or anything like that, but it did certainly blow up the internet with him talking on this podcast about the possibility of possibly playing as Atreus, and kind of inspired by The Last of Us Part 2, where it kind of completely diverged, where you would start playing as Abby for a big chunk of the game. He said maybe, potentially, the next God of War could see you playing as Atreus for a good chunk of the game. The biggest quote that the media ran with here is this: there's just so much you could do there. You can branch off the two characters in different directions to be on their own for a while. Now, he does go further into that and just kind of talk a lot about God. Honestly, it's just a good listen, so shout out to the God of War podcast. You should definitely check that out. But that's been the thing that kind of made headlines this week. I would say take that with, say it with me now, a grain of salt, because he's not officially revealing it or anything. He's just talking about the possibilities of where the God of War games can go. Still, I think that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that, especially if they make Atreus cool and not just like a little baby boy, but we'll have to wait and see. But on other news, holy geez, Timesplitters is returning. Now, we've known for a while now that Deep Silver, the publisher, gobbled up the rights or the name to it a couple of years back, 2018 or so, but now officially we have the announcement that Timesplitters is returning, a new Timesplitters game, and Deep Silver has established a new studio called Free Radical, taking the same name as the old studio, and it has some of the people from behind the original games. So this sounds pretty great. I think for a lot of people, there's quite a bit to be excited about. The Timesplitters, it was just a fantastic series. We have a lot of nostalgia for it, like in terms of console first-person shooters. My big question is, what the hell is Timesplitters gonna look like in the 2020s? Is this just gonna be a battle royale? Or like, is it going to be modernized? Is it gonna be a new take, a revolutionary new idea? Something that changes first-person shooting again? Or is it going to be a retro experience? That would also be very cool. Embrace what Timesplitters was, you know? Either way, whatever it is, it's still early, and I do want to hear from you guys in the comments, though. Definitely, if you talk about one thing in the comments this week, I definitely want to hear from you. What do you want this new Timesplitters to be? What could it be? I just want 4-player local split screen. That's it. Because that's like my favorite memory, but I think everybody has something a little different, so definitely let me know. And another big news, something to look forward to, is the fact that the mega publisher company Take-Two Interactive is planning on putting out 60 games through 2024. That's pretty nuts. So they had one of their financial type earnings calls types of things, and they broke down just how much stuff they have in development. The source linked in the description down below, as well as everything else I talk about, but that source kind of breaks it down really well. They said that a lot of these are going to be core experiences, you know, real-ass video games. You play on a console, you play on a PC, that type of stuff. But, of course, this is the future that we live in. They're also making mobile games and other types of experiences. But still, that is a thing. Along with that, I just want to stop and acknowledge this, that they have announced that Grand Theft Auto has sold 345 million copies. Now, that's Grand Theft Auto is already the heavyweight record holder, a crazy thing beyond anything else in media. But it's even bigger. It's the most monstrous thing in the world, and it's insane. They've also announced, Rockstar Games specifically has announced, speaking of Take-Two, that we are getting that Xbox Series XS and PlayStation 5 version of Grand Theft Auto 5 this November. Very ballsy of them. And in a holiday season where all the big new games come out, they're just putting out their game that they've been selling on every console for like 3 generations now and being like, yeah, buy it again. And people will, because that's how this works. If you want to know what to expect from it, I linked a pretty cool video in the description down below from our friends at PS Ready. They kind of break down what to expect from the PS5 version. They also did a fun thing where they spec'd out a PC to run a theoretical PlayStation 5 version of GTA. It's an interesting video, and it's a good channel if you want to get it on the ground floor. It's kind of like up and coming, but yeah, tell them I sent you. Hey, next up, this episode is brought to you by our longtime sponsor, ExpressVPN. We've been working with them because we believe in online privacy and security so much. Every device you use has a unique IP address number. Think of it kind of like your internet phone number. This IP address can reveal personal details about you, like where you live or what you're doing online. So with ExpressVPN, you know you can browse online safely and securely. All thanks to a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet that switches your true IP address with one of ExpressVPN's own so that your online activity is much more difficult to see. I personally use ExpressVPN here on all my devices just because I don't like targeted ads and I don't like ISPs getting access to more of my data than they need. And having the extra level of security is just a really nice benefit. I've also recommended it to friends and family, even older family members who actually care about this stuff. They are able to use it because it's been recently redesigned and it's super slick and easy to set up with just a few clicks. So if you want to check it out, and we highly recommend it, and it supports the show, you can find out how you can get 3 months free by going to the link in the description below or on screen here. That is expressvpn.com/Gameranx. Definitely click that below, check it out, and thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring our videos. In other news, Activision Blizzard gave us a bunch of Overwatch 2 news this week. They had a whole thing. We got new looks at the characters and stuff like that, but the main focus was on PvP, and they have officially outlined that it is changing quite a bit. Overwatch 2, officially the team size is decreasing to 5 players, so 5v5, compared to the 6v6. So that is a thing, and I think that's a pretty interesting move. I say that as somebody who doesn't really play Overwatch, but I guess I'm going to put it out to you guys. What do you think? But then the news craziness just keeps on coming, thanks to new insider sources and reporting from multiple scoopers, so to speak, that Starfield is definitely coming 2022. Now, there was earlier speculation that it would be one of those Bethesda things where they just kind of announce it and then like at E3 and it comes out in the fall. They did that with Fallout 4, but that's not going to be the case according to these sources. Apparently, we will see Starfield at E3, and we will get a release date, but it's going to be a ways off into 2022. So Starfield seemingly isn't going to be like the big fall game. We talked about it before. I've talked about it on videos on my channel, but Starfield is weird. It's already got some weird hype and a lot of skepticism, despite the fact that we haven't seen anything. So I'm just looking forward to hearing something real and tangible about it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Now, next up, of course, we're going to talk about all the trailers and just cool things you should check out that have been rolling out throughout the week. There is a lot. It's all going to be linked in the description down below, but the first thing I want to highlight is this game called Lies of P. I can't believe this is a thing, and I can't believe I'm going to describe it to you this way, but it kind of seems like it's a Dark Souls-esque Pinocchio game where seemingly in a evil gothic horror gross world with evil gross monsters, Geppetto is rolling around kind of like Father Gascoigne from Bloodborne, dragging around a big trunk with a badass anime ass kicking Pinocchio in it. And that's the video game. It's not coming for a while, and this is really just a cinematic teaser, but that is just so weird, of like a crazy galaxy brain idea that I think it just might work, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. We also got some Nintendo stuff. They did announce some Skyward Sword shenanigans with features locked behind amiibos that I am not a fan of at all. We'll link that in the description. But they also put out a trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, which I'm looking forward to. I like just a good, lighthearted, good time, so it's nice to see more of that. We also have the Normandy from Mass Effect in No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, the game that just keeps giving us stuff. It seems like it's never going to stop. Well, now the Normandy's in it, and as a Mass Effect fan, I approve. We also have the whole 80s themed Warzone stuff that has been rolling out for the 80s action heroes. Nakatomi Plaza is in the map, and you can play as John Rambo or John McClane And can we this is the image from IGN. I don't know, like they don't look bad. They just look I don't know. It's just weird. While I'm here, just a reminder that the original Rambo First Blood movie is art. It's one of the best things ever. And also, the last Die Hard movie made me question living on this planet anymore. But that's besides the point. Warzone just has cool stuff in it. So yeah, let's go nuts. We've also got a brief trailer outlining some world stuff and more gameplay for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's still looking super nice and shiny. We also got a new trailer for Back 4 Blood, which is coming out this fall. And I am very much looking forward to diving in on that on PC and just getting that Left 4 Dead feeling again, hopefully. But something I'm really excited to link in the description. I always try and give you guys some long reads, some reading. You know, we talk about games so much here. We should do some reading on it. So what I have here is The Hollywood Reporter did a very interesting piece celebrating the 10-year anniversary of LA Noire. They talked to some of the people behind the game. They just did some little interesting stories about the process. And it's just such a unique and special game that I like to see it kind of be talked about in a mainstream publication like this in like a retrospective. It's very cool and it's a good read. But something else we want to share real quick that we're looking forward to. It comes out next week. Biomutant. I am actually currently playing it, and we will have a before you buy video drop on Monday before the game releases on Tuesday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But the newest thing we have from the developers that we want to link in the description is that they've actually been pretty upfront and forthcoming and have shown gameplay trailers for all versions of the game where it's just like raw gameplay. So they have the game running on PlayStation 5 and the game running on Series X, even though they aren't like official versions, they are PS4 and Xbox versions. It's nice to see that, and they detailed the differences between them, super upfront and transparent. Then we've also gotten PC gameplay, and we've got gameplay of it running on regular base consoles. I think this is massive, and I think whatever the game is, or however it turns out, I think a lot more game developers should do stuff like this, especially after Cyberpunk 2077 came out and the base level PS4 and Xbox versions were not really what were advertised, and some people were very disappointed. So it's really nice to see THQ Nordic and the developers behind Biomutant do this. I don't know, I just wanted to point that out. I kind of wanted to end on a positive note this week. So let me know what you think. We got a lot to talk about, though, this week from the news. Like I said, though, the biggest thing I want to hear from you is Timesplitters. The fact that it is coming back, what do you think this game could possibly be? What iconic characters do you want to return? I say that because they're all goofy, but like, what do you want to see from this? Also, have you played Warzone? Have you checked out some of the new content that has been rolling out? What do you think about that God of War interview? Would you mind playing as Atreus? Could you give up Kratos? It's hard, I know. I'm with you. And of course, with Take-Two releasing a bunch of games, do you think we're going to get anything good other than the eventual Grand Theft Auto 6? Who knows if that's even coming? I don't even know. But let's talk about all this stuff down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Things get a little crazy down there. You know, we'll try and be down there as much as possible. But if you want to yell at me directly, of course, you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino, and my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jake Baldino. But thank you guys for coming here every Friday. We appreciate you guys coming around and hopefully getting caught up on the news. Have a good time with us. Clicking the like button is all you got to do to help us out. We would really genuinely appreciate that. But as always, thanks for watching. I'm Jake Baldino. You can catch me here every Friday, catching me on those Before You Buy videos. Thanks for watching. Pizza's on me.